All right, today I'm gonna be taking you through the leg press and how you can set up and execute this movement most effectively to get the most out of it. Now, when we're doing the leg press, the first thing we wanna make sure that we get right is the seat height. Very often machines just feel uncomfortable and the seat's really high up. I try to lower it as low as I possibly can to make it feel most comfortable. Now that we've got the correct position of the seat, we may need to play around with some things. If you are a taller individual or the machine just isn't really made very effective, you may have to tweak a few things to make it feel more comfortable. I like to put a block underneath my butt. Not my butt, but my taller lifters, the ones that don't fit into the leg press very well. I'll either put a plate or a block or something to elevate their upper body and allow them to get in a slightly better position. Now that we've found the correct position we're sitting in, where do we put our feet? I find that to get better range of motion, to get more knee travel, to get more quad stimulus, we want to try to get our feet lower on the leg press. We don't want it to be up top, really high up. We want to try to get it in the bottom half of the platform. Now, there's so many different leg presses and they can depend, but ultimately you need to find what feels most comfortable for you. But I would gradually try to get a little bit more knee travel, a little bit more knee flexion, and get the feet a little bit lower on the pad if you're putting them too high up. Now, from there, now that we're set up in the correct position, what do we want to do as we're executing the rep? Now, one, I find that if you have a pair of handles and they're in a good position, you should be pulling on them very, very hard. If you're not going to be anchored into the machine and you're not going to feel as stable as you could. And the more stable we feel, the more weight we're going to be able to lift. So pull yourself down into the machine. Pro tip, get a pair of lifting straps and strap yourself into the machine and it'll help you really, really pull into it. Now that you're anchored in the machine, you've got your feet in the right position, you're ready to go into the descent. What I like to do to make sure my head doesn't feel like it's gonna explode is I take my breath as the machine is descending. I don't take a breath up at the top and then go because I feel like I'm just having too much air, too much pressure. So I like to try to breathe like maybe in the first quarter of the descent and then have that brace and then exhale on the top. Game changer. A big thing on the leg press is that we're actually getting good range of motion. It's very easy to load up a ton of plates, let your ego get involved, and you end up quarter repping. That does you no good, and it does not build your quads the same way as doing some nice full range of motion. So, leave your ego at the door, try to let the platform come as low as you can without giving you pain or giving you discomfort, and it'll be much better. I think the key to look at if you're recording yourself from the side is to watch your hips. The minute you start to see your hips start rolling underneath you, like so, then you're going too deep. So you want to keep those hips neutral throughout the majority of the movement. And that's ultimately going to be about where you're going to bottom out your range of motion. While you're executing it, I like to have a good control. You don't want to be dropping the platform way too quickly. This is going to put you at a greater risk for injury. So take your time, be patient, and control every rep the best you can. If you can do all of these things well and execute this well, and leave your ego at the door, you can grow some really, really big quads by doing this movement. So I hope this helped.